Hey, this movie's got Buffy in it, so get ready for Jamie to spend about 5 minutes being horny. Welcome to another Scary Month edition of We'll Just Tell Your Mother We're Scared, as we watched I Know What You Did Last Summer for this week's episode of...
Well, we'll just tell your mother that we ate it all.
I hate this.
Check 1 2 2. Check please. Check 1 2. Please, mate. Can I please get the check, mate?
I don't mind this, to be honest. Maybe
Check.
this should
I love that
be,
you saw that he pushed record and just like, I'm just going to do it again.
Yeah, you got to reset the riff.
maybe this should be your new persona. Just a guy who wants the check.
Mate.
But also...
Hey, yeah, waiter, check please. Check 1 2, actually. Check 1 2, please, waiter.
Would that be a
Can you
good,
please
like...
be my friend?
That sounds like an old, like, hacky, like, British catchphrase. Is like you do a punchline with a, check, please!
Yeah, man.
That's pretty good. Maybe you should get into that.
Butt, baby.
Just saying that at a restaurant. Can I have the butt baby, please?
Is that what he's going to turn into, that hamburger guy? We're like, hamburger, but he'll be like, butt baby at the end of every punchline.
We've spoken about keeping up appearances
Yeah.
on this show, right?
Yeah,
Just-
yeah,
Have
yeah,
we?
yeah.
What if it was
Pretty
like...
sure we have.
What if it was like, the butt baby residence, Sandra Hastings speaking?
Yeah, but wouldn't it be like Andrea Hastings? No.
Yeah, no,
Well,
it's butt baby is the bucket thing.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
then what's the pronunciation of butt baby that's lower class?
Boot baby.
It's the boot baby.
You put an umlaut over the U in butt.
Man, a lot has happened in the last few weeks that we have not recorded.
Yeah, it's
the
been a
pod.
while
Yeah,
since we've
we don't-
recorded,
we don't
fellas
record much.
and ladies.
No,
Anymore.
but I feel like the one thing that we should go to straight away is something that, considering we talk about them all the time, it would be remiss of us not to talk about the new Blink-182 album straight away.
This is true.
All right.
Because we don't have enough time with it yet to do a full ep.
Has anyone listened to it more than once?
once through.
I've only gone through once.
I liked one of the lead singles, not as a Blink-182 song.
I've listened to it 3 times now.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah?
It fits better. The singles fit better in the context of the album than they did when they were released
Yeah.
independently. Although I still dislike one a lot. I don't think it's interesting.
I think on first listen, I would say I like it better than California, which is...
Yes.
I thought that too, but I still think it's bad.
Yeah.
They're not the same band.
But the sound is more interesting than what they were doing for California,
Yeah,
I think.
that's kind of my thinking as well. It's a little more like... it feels like maybe it's a bit more collaborative, perhaps, or there's like more... Like there's a new... I don't know. There's something to it that
It
wasn't there
definitely
before.
feels like there's an energy there that they're like
Yes.
excited about writing songs together
Yes.
again.
Yeah.
One
Yes.
thing that I think is interesting that I'm not sure yet if I like it or do not like it, it seems that like Travis's beats have a much more prominent part in the overall songwriting. Whereas like when Blink were at their, I guess, their pop punk apex before Untitled, you'd say like, oh, it was driven almost entirely by riffs,
Yeah.
bass lines, dual vocals, and then you had this insanely talented drummer backing
Just
it up with
kinda
all the
hanging
fills
out.
and flourishes. But there are a lot of songs on this album 9 where like it seems like Travis is really the backbone.
Yeah,
Like,
and also there's 9 songs about Cadillacs. Is that telling you? No.
Yeah.
I think pop punks and Cadillacs.
And divorce.
yeah. I love
But like,
divorce.
yeah, there's definitely a thing there, I guess, with like his like career making beats for rappers as well. The drums sometimes form the backbone of the song that to me is not as inherently interesting as a sick riff.
Yeah. Well, especially what you want from Blink-182, but also it sort of makes sense for like that they're doing synthy dancey things.
Yeah. But and I guess like put your best foot forward with Travis probably being the most musically accomplished of the band. But I think the first song on that album rules.
That was the best one. I
Yeah, I
thought.
enjoyed
If
that.
they all sounded like that, I would have been pretty stoked with it.
Do you ever just get the feeling though that maybe we're just hanging on to something that's just not there anymore?
Absolutely, that's what's happening.
Oh, I was talking about.
Yeah, I was going to say, are we talking about Blink, Andrew?
Hang on.
Sure.
I believe they call that projecting.
Yeah, but like I know like pop punk is so kind of the time, and the Blink albums will always be classic. And there is that argument that you don't still want to hear 40-year-old men talking about like sitting in a parking lot.
Absolutely. But that's, I guess, the problem with bands existing for 30 years. Bands probably shouldn't exist for 30 years.
But I would say, like, of that era, like, this is not pop punk, but I thought, like, Taking Back Sunday recently did the thing. Recently did the thing where it took them, like, a few bit times to figure out once they reunited the original lineup. But I thought, like, what they released, you have to be like, oh, okay, well, no album will be Tell All Your Friends, but I don't want to hear, like, a 40-year-old man talk about slitting his own throat.
Yeah, Taking Back Sunday handled it well.
But I think that there are, like, yes, you should evolve, but I think they've just evolved somewhere that is so far removed from what it used to be, and it's not really a good place.
If I were to quit the podcast to study aliens, let's say.
Yeah.
Let's say that's the scenario that's happening.
Which really doesn't feel like out of the realms of possibility.
Yeah, it wouldn't be...
Well, studying.
Yeah. Oh,
It wouldn't be aliens. It would be like goth girls at the mall. Like, it would be...
Yeah, right.
full time.
Or as you call it, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, we're doing a Tuesday record today.
Yeah.
It's unusual. Club going up. No, what was I saying?
It's my mum's 60th birthday today.
So if
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. So if I'm quitting the band, I'm quitting the pod to study aliens,
Sure.
right? And I've already quit once and then come back a few years later. I've quit the second time. This time it's for good. You got to replace me with someone from a tangential podcast, much like
Oh,
Blink
man, let me
182
get my
did.
dream list up that I...
Who do you want from the Australian podcasting community filling in the Tom DeLong role on We'll Just Tell Your Mother We Ate It All?
Well, it has to
On
be...
this podcast?
On this podcast.
That's such a simple
They've
answer.
got to stay. We'll Just Tell Your Mother We Ate It All.
I have, like, what I think is the clearest answer, and you should be able to guess it, I think.
Is it Alex?
No, you said from the Australian podcasting community.
Right.
Mm.
Phew, I don't even know. Who would you get? I mean, Alexi would be the
Yeah,
first
it's
choice.
Alexi.
So
Yeah. Someone that...
I just don't know if you could get him.
No, of
Because
course we could.
I think if...
Maybe you should be looking more towards a McGowan. You know what I mean?
Well, no, because if we're going for like the same kind of level that they've done, where like Alkaline Trio were far less popular.
So we
than
need someone less
Blink-182.
popular than Andrew Hastings.
But we need
Jackson
Stewart.
Stewart.
or just someone from a podcast that's less popular than this, and I don't know if that exists.
Oh man, we're actually. I've been looking at the numbers. We're doing just fine.
Yeah, exactly. We're about to break
We're on
any year now.
10,000 listens per capita. So
Yeah.
every person in this
Yep,
country
that's
has
how
listened
they're
on
measured.
average 10,000
But then,
times.
like, if you were to replace you, would you go, like, for... Because I said Alexi, but then, again, Alexi doesn't... While being very knowledgeable about movies and very charming, doesn't fulfill the role of
Yeah.
punching bag.
Yeah.
So it's got to be someone who brings their own take to the role of Andrew Hastings.
Yeah, but then-
without being Andrew Hastings.
Well, then that's what kind of, like, loops in with the Blink thing. Do you want a Tom DeLonge replacement, or do you want a Matt Skiba, who fans initially will be like, okay, he talks about movies too much, sounds a little like the other two, but brings a different energy.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, Alexi would be quirky on here. You guys should listen to Alexi's podcast, by the way, dear listener. They're very good.
I think enough people
I think they all do.
already. They
If
just-
you're listening to this, you probably already
Yeah,
listen to
they
Alexi's podcast.
just sold out a live podcast at our
Yeah,
festival.
fair enough. Finding Drago is like the best podcast.
Also, I don't know
ever.
how I feel about plugging other podcasts on this, because people will like abandon ship.
Rose, you got to see a therapist. You got to
I don't think they will. I think
work on those abandonment
I
issues.
think we give people something that they need, which is to ignore the conversation about the theme and talk about anything else.
yeah,
I don't. But I know I've done that.
yeah.
You've abandoned our podcast.
No, like I've listened to like a podcast that I like, and they're like, somebody from another podcast goes on, I listen to that, stop listening to the other one, and then go to the one that I now think is better.
All right. Well, I'm what we call loyal.
Yeah.
I love those guys on Instagram who always talk about loyalty. I've brought this up before, I'm sure, but I think it's so funny.
Well, describe it.
You know, like guys on Instagram is you actually see a lot of girls doing it, so it's probably 50-50. But just the being like 20-year-olds being like, none of these bitches out here loyal. I need to ride or die, and they're like always talking about like loyalty as a value that they whatever. But it's like
They've all got tattoos.
you're
that
hanging out at
say
the mall.
loyalty,
Like,
or
what are you
their,
doing? Like, what are you
family
talking
crest
about?
or something?
I've never once been betrayed in my life. Like, why does this keep happening to you? they just think someone like upsetting them is like some sort of like, you know,
Oh, yeah.
mutinous act. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, that is kind
Their
of
least
fun.
favorite crime is treason.
Yeah, they hate it, dude. You see a lot of people talking about like loyalty on Tinder. It's in a lot of Tinder
But
bios.
I mean, like, if you're talking like
they just mean
that-
cheating.
Yeah, but like, I mean, if you're talking about that and making fun of them, there's like an entire genre of music that we've kind of
Oh,
based our
God,
personas
yeah.
on that's entirely
Absolutely.
based around that.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen metalcore is like the worst for that. It's just be like,
Well, I think like
that slut
in
broke
a
my
way,
heart
like
or
a
whatever.
lot of like music obviously is going to be about like loyalty, betrayal, like love. and
yeah,
stuff.
heightened
Whereas
emotions.
like this pop punk to emo scene took it in more embarrassing ways, ending with metalcore. Probably.
well, metalcore it had like it was like, what if your high school boyfriend is about to murder you?
Yeah.
It's got like that energy to it. It's not good.
Well, like a metalcore band that hasn't broke big, like an emerging brand of metalcore in Sydney,
Yeah.
would be a guy who's 19,
Yeah.
somehow covered head to toe in tattoos.
Yep, I know 20 of these guys.
Probably is an assistant manager at McDonald's.
Smiggle.
Okay, and is dating
McDonald's too works,
and
but I
is-
know one specifically.
and is dating like a 17-year-old who's still in school but is actually kind of mature for her age.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that exact
That's
thing.
what he says.
Yeah.
That exact thing, and he's like, but what is it, Barrett? Well, you don't have to see the side of it when you're the adult around the adult who's dating the teenager. Is them like explaining to their friends that like she's just not ready yet. That's like the most like
yeah.
it's like, dude, you're 22. You shouldn't be dating a child. Like, don't justify this.
Yeah, and also
Yeah.
you're not fucking ready.
Yeah.
Like you've
Yeah.
got to fucking
Yeah, pretty rough stuff. It's a good genre of music we're into.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that would probably be the most... Oh, no, it wouldn't even be the most drastic. The most drastic would be, like, the metalcore that incorporates, like, beats and raps
Yeah.
and stuff in it.
Oh, like the Broken Side type guys.
yeah, and
like-
your blood on the dance floor.
Yeah,
and,
also-
like, but that's dead. That, like, whole subsection is kind of dead,
that
right?
subsection existed for 6 months, really.
Yeah.
Like, if we're being honest about it, it was such a flash in
It's
the
kind
pan.
of, like, morphed now into, like, the SoundCloud rappers stuff, but it's
yeah,
got
but those
less-
guys didn't like Broken Side and shit.
Yeah, but it's, like, less aggressive,
Oh,
more
yeah. It's
pussy
way
shit.
better as well. Like, it's actually, like, respected
I mean,
by
it's
some
not
people.
hard to be better than... Like, I
Yeah,
reckon
no, totally. But
If
that's,
we fucking got GarageBand between the three of us, in an hour, we
Quite
could
easily.
song better than
Yeah.
Broken
You
You
could write a
Side.
song better than Broken Side with whatever instruments are just lying around the apartment right
it's
now.
like you need an acoustic
Yeah.
guitar
We've got-
and not to yell.
Yeah, we've,
Like-
got, we've got two basses.
yep.
Yep, we can figure something
All
Two
right.
basses, I'll just throw the Zoom at the wall.
Two
repeatedly.
basses. Let's do Fat Bottom from Spinal Tap. Is that what it's called? Fat Bottoms?
I can't remember.
Fat Bottom. No, Fat Bottom
Fat
Girls.
Bottom
is the-
Girls is a Queen song.
What's the one Spinal Tap parody?
I don't remember.
Big Bottoms.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah. Man, Spinal Tap.
It would be pretty funny to like do this podcast that is pretty, I guess, aware about who we are as people, but then also be like at the plugs, be like, yeah, come to Powerbomb Comedy, come to comedy at Puppet Getty's this week. We've got a metalcore blend. We're playing the Bull and Bush Tavern.
Man, we're 6 months off it.
We're signing records outside where Sanity used to be in Castle Towers.
That was a good Freudian slip of metalcore blame.
Yeah, I know. I
Oh,
fucking
baby.
got it there.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've recorded. I'm just like, so much has happened. We had You Up was a roaring success, as we all know.
Sure.
No, it was like
Yeah.
a fun trial show. It was pretty messy, but it was like great, I thought.
Pretty messy is a bit of an
No, it was all techie. It was a trial show. I'm not hacking this. It was a great show. Suck my dick.
So have you turned another corner emotionally since Saturday? It's hard to keep up because Friday you were like very low.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
like came to lunch 20 minutes late. Just started essentially yelling at me about people getting signed to management.
That's not what happened.
Yes, it was exactly what happened.
No, you conflated
I'm
two
not naming
stories.
any names.
No, you conflated two stories. You conflated me making fun of someone earlier that day and then broadly my feelings of being overlooked, which are tangentially related to the first point. I wasn't going in there being like, fuck, and then XYZ. That wasn't what happened.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was there too.
Look, it was a low point.
And you were probably more sober than old Stoney over here. So
Oh well, no, yeah.
Clearer
he
memory
I
was,
was pretty sharp.
yeah, he was all right. He was.
Yeah, I've been
yeah,
pretty good lately.
Yeah, he had to be on it to string that much vitriol together in that concentrated amount of time. Then I saw him and I was like, oh, fuck, Hastings is not maybe doing so good. Then on Saturday, he's all smiles, being like, I've turned a corner. And it's just like, fucking hell, this guy is driving hairpin turns.
Yeah. No. Yep. that was the range of my mood for
So
that.
how
But
are you- which one are you at?
I'm feeling great. I've been great the last couple of days.
So what does it take to get you back to Friday? Someone to slight you again? Basically, someone that you dislike emceeing Lounge on the next month.
Well, remember before we were talking about loyalty, Jamie?
Yeah.
Yeah, betrayal is what would send me back. No, I don't know. I've just been feeling good. I just thought I think I was being, I don't know, overly critical about myself. Not just about the show, but about a lot of things. And I was being whatever. I spoke to some people. They were very supportive and nice. It was all very helpful. Things are all great.
Oh, yeah. We also got the Andrea Hastings fundamentally doesn't understand what criticism means on Friday, where he was like, people keep telling me they like the show, but then what they could approve about it. But what actually makes me work is universal praise. And you're like, that's not how criticism works.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is like criticism doesn't motivate me is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. I told Amy that, and she was like, there's literally a talk I'm going to about problem children. Kids that reckon they only subsist on praise. And she was like, that can't happen.
Yeah, that basically just means you're like a spoiled brat.
No. You've mixed two things up.
No, I'm not. You literally said to me, I deal better when people unanimously praise what I do.
No.
Yes, you did that. That was literally what you said.
Let me tell my side of that problem. All right, what I was saying, Jamie, I can't believe I'm being betrayed this way. I'm open up to my friend, and no, what I'm saying, Jamie, is that what makes me most productive is when I feel proud of myself.
Right.
And the way for that happens, so what I've found in like management situations and stuff is I work better when I'm given when I'm basically being told I'm the best. That's what I'm not that. That doesn't mean I can't take on and improve from criticism. Criticism is still valuable, but that's not the thing that criticism demotivates me. It makes me feel very bad about myself and makes me stop wanting to try at all. Whereas positive is like, oh, maybe I am okay. I have very low self-esteem is what I'm saying, James.
Yeah, I know that, but like that's fine.
Remember
but
when
like,
you
how
said
do
that
you
I
expect?
need to see a therapist?
If you expect,
Oh,
but
I don't.
he does.
No, I don't expect anyone's behavior to change. I was just.
No, I wasn't saying people's behavior to change.
Yeah.
I was like, how do you expect something to get better if your ultimate way of motivating you is for people to tell you that you're amazing?
Oh, I'll just have to be criticized sometimes.
Right.
I will have to be criticized no matter what.
Yeah.
But it's like, it goes down a lot sweeter
I feel like
with
people
a
like-
big old
'Cause
spoonful
I
of
feel
sugar.
like people telling you that they enjoyed you up, but here are ways could be better is
Yeah.
a healthy way to do
I
it.
was probably too vulnerable at that stage.
Right.
Like as
You'd
in
never
immediately.
go on the defensive.
Like immediately after the show,
Hastings would never lash out negatively.
I probably should have
You're not even
waited.
doing that right now.
I probably should have waited more time after the show before taking on feedback. I was probably too vulnerable and too sensitive when it happened.
Well, that's very healthy.
Yeah.
This is definitely, Hastings has never wildly gone out of control with negative criticism and definitely hasn't indulged in toxic behaviors because of his feelings of self-worth linked to his career thoughts and who's getting signed to Junkyard every day.
No.
Oh,
That's not what
was
it
too
is.
Specific.
No, it's
No,
genuinely
it was
not even about that.
It was a bit that we were doing about
yeah.
everyone getting
I'm very happy for everyone, and I genuinely believe a rising tide carries all ships. Just not this one. No, it's fine. I'm kidding.
Just, I'm taking on water, baby.
So I'm checking my notes to see like what happened in the last couple of weeks so we can talk about it. But I did
I know.
like.
So you've got notes about events, but not about the movie.
I got both, but no. Well, the notes about events aren't my notes for the pod. It's actually my notes for my psychologist tomorrow. So I'm just skimming them now to see if there's anything I want to bring up on the pod.
Oh god.
I feel like we just did a pretty good dive on Hastings without really explaining. Hastings did you up. It was a fun show.
It was really fun, I thought.
But it was fraught with technical
People liked
difficulties.
it. Like every technical aspect about it failed.
Yeah.
Hastings was probably a little too drunk. He fell off stage 3 times.
That is true.
Jesus.
But I think the show worked. The tech stuff wasn't as much as my fault as you'd think, but it was still my fault.
Yeah, and there's stuff to improve.
And
about
it was
the show.
it was basically a trial show. We'll do it again. It'll be great.
You would
Also,
come from
you can say everything that you want about the character, but take the fucking shoulder bag off.
No, I liked the shoulder bag.
Oh, I actually did hear some constructive criticism.
Oh, my lord.
Was it take the shoulder bag off?
It was that people didn't understand what the shoulder bag was for.
Yeah,
And
it was
then
for a joke that didn't end up landing.
And then when I explained it, they were like, "Oh, I don't think it's necessary."
All right, well, listen to Jamie. He's in the show.
I was watching the show.
That was
Yeah.
one. That was one I actually forgot about.
Yeah. Well, that's fair enough. That one I can deal
Mostly
with.
because I couldn't see you with the bag on from my
Yeah.
angle, really.
Writing the show, feelings about that, ADHD ? Discomfort around
We brought that up.
I
productivity.
seem like you keep pushing the ADHD question mark.
No,
on
it's
the
like pretty
therapist.
fucked. It's really bad. I got to deal with it. Wedding planning.
It's that
Chores.
catch-ups that we do at the start of these episodes are never focused on you or I. It's just, what have you done lately?
No, because
Yeah, it's called podcasting. Fight that I had on Friday with my friend. Fight that I had on Saturday with my friend. Processing the feedback.
Wait, what was the one
Yeah.
on Saturday?
Oh, I'm not going to go into the pod. Processing the show, handling feedback. Jamie, Steph, Yvette, Al. There's people who give me feedback that I need to talk to my psychologist
You
about.
talking to your psychologist about the people in the show?
No, the people who gave me feedback on the show and how I felt about it.
How did you feel about it when I gave you feedback? You didn't seem happy on Friday.
Yeah.
I should have waited longer before asking for feedback.
I listened to it, so I've seen it twice.
Oh my god, I still haven't listened to it. I'm not ready yet. I'm very fragile about the show, obviously. It's because I'm out on a limb. I haven't done anything like this before. It was like I worked hard on it, and it was ambitious
Yeah, I think
and
that's
difficult.
admirable.
I think it is admirable too. But that's why I'm so vulnerable about it. But it was a good show. I'm proud of the show.
How long until people can really start making fun of it, you reckon? 'Cause people are holding back, I think.
Oh my! Don't tell me that. What, you're trying to give me
I'm-
fucking brain damage?
I'm just fucking with you.
Oh, I don't think he is.
Well,
What's been going on with you? Let's.
I'm not
cancel
done.
Let's go cancel the show. Didn't?
Oh, yeah, so this
that,
is-
that unfortunately went ahead.
yeah, it did. Goddamn.
So this is what's on this. After I had beers with you, did I tell you this? As soon as I went home from beers with you, I reckon within 5 minutes of closing the door, I was pissing, but I was sitting down because I was like tired and sad. Like I wasn't shitting. That's important to this story. I was pissing, and then I just broke down crying. Like I just like shaking, sobbing tears. I had to like call my friend and like have her like talk me down a little bit. And then as I was doing that, Yvette came home and I had to be like, I'm sad about the show. Like, it was very embarrassing.
Were you
Did you
sad
cry
about
for
the
so
show?
long?
Yeah, I was sad about just my life. I'm very overwhelmed at the moment. I'm getting married in 3 weeks.
Did you cry so much that it forced a shit out?
No.
So
no.
I made you cry.
No, I'm quite constipated because of these iron supplements I'm taking.
That'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
brutal.
So I made you cry.
No, you didn't make me cry. You were actually very helpful, Jamie. I felt better after seeing you than before. It was just I was still processing.
This is very interesting stuff.
All right, so I got to talk to my therapist about that. I can't say those words out loud.
Show us.
There you go.
Dude, that's the
Oh,
N
yeah.
word.
It's just the N word repeated.
Yeah.
Yep. Intrusive thoughts, and then another list of names.
What's an intrusive? Oh God, are you killing people?
No, intrusive thought is in like something that like you know isn't right, but you keep thinking it.
Like,
No, it's in like that person hates me, or that
Oh,
person
right.
doesn't really want to be my friend, or that person thinks I'm bad at comedy, or whatever.
We're
this
here
sounds,
now,
this sounds like it's like a few specific people we all know.
I said there's a list of names.
Who are the names?
About
What
half
do you think
a
I
minute.
do in therapy? Well, like, what I talking about if not you? Like, what would I, this is you're there for most of my life. What else do you think I'm talking about if not
I
you guys? Avoidance with job applications. Few little fights with the vet, but mostly good. That's good. Nice times with friends has been good.
This
I've
is
read
such
that.
a long list. How fucking long are your sessions?
I'm going to go through it about that quick. It's just to catch them up because it's been like a few weeks.
Right.
But yeah, I'm a very,
And then they just pick and choose.
But that's
the
a
ones,
lot. Don't
They
you need
pick
to
That's
give
it, but that's what I'm saying. It's a big week. That's why I
Yeah.
got to fucking
They
list.
pick
Don't
and
you
choose
need
the
to
ones that
give
they think are funniest.
more
to go
time
through.
to things and like work through
Well,
them?
we'll see what she thinks is important. Well, it'll happen naturally.
She does it by which
The whole
ones
idea
are
is-
funniest.
The reason I
Yeah,
wrote
yeah.
it down is because so much has happened. That's
Yeah,
why
right.
I was like, I need to get through
Speaking
it.
of so much, joke. We're living in a post-Joker world now.
Oh, baby, let's talk about the Joker. Speaking of comedians with mental health problems,
Have you seen the Joker yet?
you're awful,
Rose?
Jamie. No,
No, but I was at the
you know,
com-
that's what he says to.
I don't remember.
That's what he says to De Niro.
I was
Oh,
at,
yeah.
I was
Right
at,
before.
I was at the Comedy Lounge last
probably
night.
just spoilers.
And I was talking to Eloise Eftos, and she was saying she went with Freddie McManus and George Pettifer, and like the whole time they're just all sitting there whispering to each other, like, "That's someone we know. That's someone. Like, look how many. Oh, this is that person and that person and that person."
I identified 6 names. I was like, he's a combination of 6 men we know.
Oh, baby.
I tried to watch.
I'm gonna need
it.
to hear that
The
list when we
number
finish.
1 influence is not the one.
Oh, of
I
course. Yeah,
expect-
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not the one
yeah.
I expected.
Yeah.
He was the number 2.
Right.
I tried to watch it without.
Was the number 1 you?
No, I'm number 5.
I really did my best to watch it without thinking about that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
trying to make my mind blank whenever
Removed
I
from
was like
comedy.
this person. Because I know like, and it's not like, I'm not talking about anyone specific here, but there are a few comics in Sydney and around the world on Twitter who are fucking like,
It's crazy,
who
right?
have seen it like 6 times
It's
already.
crazy.
Which my review of it was like, I personally would not fucking see that movie 3 times in a weekend, but I also completely understand why those people do.
Right.
Yes, I get why. It's a good film. I just didn't like it.
Yeah, I wouldn't even go as far
It's a
to
bad
say it's
script,
a
I
good
think.
film.
I think it's like very well made. I think it's very well crafted, but it's
I think it looks great.
it looks amazing.
The performances
and
are great.
Working's great. Yeah.
Does
But
this
the script sucks, dog.
movie have any mention to Batman?
Yes. No, it doesn't. Not sort of. Bruce Wayne. It has
Yeah,
mentions of Bruce Wayne.
Bruce
Right.
Wayne is in it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think the main thing that I came away with it is like it is like if a bad open mic comedian
Oof.
remade Taxi Driver, but
Yep.
thought that Travis Bickle was actually an all right guy that's been done wrong by all the people around him.
Is that
Yeah.
the guy in Taxi Driver?
Yeah.
Right.
There's a bit where Joker is sitting in the back of a comedy club making notes while Gary Goldman is on stage.
Yeah. And
He's
it's
like
set-
making notes about like how to be a good MC.
Yeah. And
it
it's
was
set-
very interesting.
and it's set
I
in-
can think of somebody like that.
and it's set
Um,
in the 80s, but he's doing 2019
Yeah,
material.
all the material is
Right.
actual comedians doing modern material.
Yeah,
it's so
yeah,
weird, yeah.
Because Sam
That's
Morrill's in it
Yeah.
as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
But it is weird. The other thing that I think is weird that I thought it would be interesting to bring up with you, Hastings, is how many people I've seen on social media, not even related to comedy, talking about how effective a dissection it is of mental health. Well,
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of anything but.
So I did think about that. I think the criticism that it handles mental health like inaccurately is like they're not wrong. It's inaccurate, but it's a movie about the Joker from Batman.
No, what I've been seeing.
Yeah, I'm disagreeing with you.
Oh
Like,
no, what I've been seeing is people saying that it's like the best.
Yeah,
like-
so I'm more on that side.
Oh really?
Yeah, but not because it's a good depiction of it, but because it addresses sort of like the social issues, which kind of are the root. Not the like that's where it gets in a tricky area. It's like you can't say what the root causes of like violence.
Well,
or
I
whatever
think
it
it's
is, but, like,
which I think
but-
like the movie does too easily is that like
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if the movie agrees with what the Joker agrees with. Too many times it feels like it does.
Yeah.
Like because Amy came out of it being like, "Oh, I don't think that the Joker like the movie kind of celebrates him." And I was like, at the end, they fucking like save him
No,
and like
I-
fucking
yeah.
praise him.
I read that differently. He is he's the Joker from Batman at the end. Like he's he's got crazy evil followers. But then that kind of subverts the kind of class message of the film, which I do agree with. Like which I do think is like a positive one about how like 1% whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like I guess like all poor people are bad guys now. But like it's obviously not supposed to be read that way. Like I can see what they were going for. They went for this like. Do you know what they should have like Anakin Skywalker almost, where it's like oh no, he made some points, but now he's fully bad.
yeah.
I see what they were going for, but they muddied it too much, and it was like. But I can see they were very clear. What the message they were going for, I think, broadly was good.
Yeah, I do think there's a little too much of like it's society's fault.
No, yeah, I get that, but it's the like if they're talking about like mental health, social services, and stuff. I think it's like the moral of the movie is society needs to look after poor people and vulnerable people better,
Yeah.
which is good. I think that's an overwhelmingly good message. Like, but. They muddy their own message with this kind of shitty character,
When they're like,
but not on purpose. I don't
also,
think.
it's cool when they all rise up and beat the shit out of everyone.
Yeah, it's
It's
also like I still don't think we should shoot frat boy like like Wall Street
Yeah.
guys.
Like I thought that was like pretty funny when he did that, and like
I thought it was sick.
It was pretty funny when Joker killed Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Spoilers, but
I
like
just said spoilers.
there's like the whole fact that like everyone's dressing like him, just fucking shit up.
Yeah, it's
like,
pretty sick.
It was a little much. Like
I thought it was sick.
it was kind of like it was kind of a nasty movie. Like its
It
tone
felt-
was
it
like
felt-
unrelentingly nasty.
I
I'd just
didn't
like
like
the
it.
listeners to know that I'm still here.
I felt very uncomfortable right up until he started killing people, and I don't like that I felt relieved when he did. Like, that's not a good feeling.
But like
right?
I felt uncomfortable, but not in a way where I was like, oh wow, this is like art. I was just kind of
No.
like, oh, this is like
horror movie-ish almost.
I was like, this is kind of like nasty for nasty's sake.
Yeah.
Like it definitely feels like what a 16-year-old would think is the coolest, edgiest shit.
Yeah, I think there's value in it. I just didn't. I didn't enjoy it. I
also
enjoy
don't.
watching
Yeah,
it.
I also
Like,
don't think it was a particularly enjoyable Joker. Like
No, Heath Ledger's still the goat.
The goat.
The goat king.
it's also like so funny to like have like to do this kind of origin story about a guy who's meant to be like a fucking genius.
Yeah.
and have him be like real dumb.
Well, do you know what,
with
like-
no impulse control?
Yeah, I did. I think I texted this to you, but yeah, it's like, and excuse the slur, but no, I won't say it. But
Yeah.
like, what if the Joker was,
Yeah.
slow?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like he's supposed to be.
Neurodivergent.
But then I guess the other point of debate that people like are saying is like maybe like that guy is not the Joker. He's just a guy that
Yeah,
inspired
whatever
the
then.
Joker.
Show us
but
that.
like who gives a fuck?
Makes
Like,
sense with the age thing, but like, show us that then.
Yeah.
Have a successor. Have a. Maybe this is the prequel to Batman '89. And Joe Chill was actually wearing a Joker. Wait, no, fuck, that is the Joker. I forgot the plot of Batman '89.
Yeah, I mean like. Yeah, it didn't really do it for me. I kind of like walked in wanting to like it, and I
Well-
also don't give a shit about all like the woke left bullshit
Yeah.
arguments about it. Who are like, it's encouraging incels. It's going to get people to shoot up a theater. I don't think it's going to
I
do
think
that.
if
'cause it's
people
just
saw
a,
the movie, people would relax a
yeah,
little
'cause
about
it's just a
that.
dumb movie.
I mean,
It's just-
that kind of
Taxi
already
Driver's more
that kind of already
irresponsible.
happened before this.
yeah,
Yeah, true. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
It's also like, it's a movie criticizing, like, you can't say don't make a movie criticizing bad things because it might inspire people to do bad things.
Yeah.
I had someone else say that somewhere. I can't remember who, but I should credit them. But I think that's a good point.
yeah.
Well, that kind of fits in with the old scary month because, like,
Oh, wait, sorry. I have one more thing to say about Joker.
but haven't there always been those arguments? Say it after this.
Sorry, I thought you were going in the movie.
I can't get a fucking word in because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Sorry.
But like, people have like worried about like copycat killers inspired by like horror movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been around. I remember, like, in England when I was growing up specifically, like, the level of hysteria about some horror movies was insane. Like, I seem to remember, like, people got all, like, fucking up in arms about Pinhead from Hellraiser, I think. Like, there was definitely some stuff in England where people were like, this, like, it doesn't hurt when, like, two of the most popular newspapers in England are, like, essentially tabloid bullshit.
Yeah.
Being
Yeah, like The Sun.
yeah,
and
being like,
Daily
this
Mail.
person killed someone. He wants to be Ghostface from Scream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no, he just wants to stab someone with a knife.
Well, my thing was like, I think like if you want to make a movie about a villain's origin, like there's better ways to do it. You know what I mean? Like it's like this is kind of like I don't know about this huge departure. Like I think like for my tastes, at least, I would say like Venom is probably the best villain origin story ever made.
Yes, that is my.
But he was like, I don't know how serious you've been there because like he was like an
Neither do I.
Yeah, because he was like an anti-hero in that.
My hottest take is that
To the point at the end where he was just a hero.
Yeah.
My hottest take is that, like, minute to minute, and you said this to me earlier privately, is that Venom is more fun to watch than Joker.
Minute to minute, moment to, it's maybe not a bit of film, but moment to moment, it's so much more fun.
It's poorly made,
I would
but
watch Venom right
if
now
I
in
was
a second.
if I was on a plane and Venom and Joker were the
Oh,
choices,
without
I'd
a
watch
doubt.
Venom 5 times.
Man, absolutely. Do not doubt that. Sorry for blocking you out there, Rose, by the way. Do you want to talk about a chick thing for a minute? Or
I got a new handbag. I was kind of waiting for you to ask about it.
So you criticized my handbag.
Yeah, like I carry the same fucking tote bag around to every gig, but I don't wear it on stage.
I think we can criticize you up after I've done one that is pulled off, like tech-wise.
Right.
If the next one goes well, then we can criticize me.
So there'll be a next one.
I like that you're setting a timeline for when people can make fun of you.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair way to do it.
That's probably a more healthy than usual way
Yeah,
you
it's
deal
kind of
with
what- it
things.
kind of makes sense.
While also seeming very unhealthy.
It's kind of what I do, brother.
Yeah.
Mm.
I had one more thing to say about Joker, but I forgot what it was.
No Harley Quinn?
No, I didn't care about
No,
that.
I was kidding. I just wanted to get a boner.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude. I did a new bit. I wrote a new bit for the first time in like 2 months. I'm not going to say what it is, but I haven't written in like 2 months. That felt pretty good.
Is that because you've been working on You Up, or because of the hairpin turns that is your emotional headspace?
I mean, it's two sides of that same coin. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, they're the same problem.
Should make an origin story about how someone becomes Andrew Hastings.
I need to just focus on the wedding till after the wedding, but it's like I think I'm just avoiding thinking about the wedding by making myself miserable about other
I'm
things.
still unemployed. Someone give me a job.
Yeah, I've been applying for jobs too. We're going for the same job.
So
Is there only one
apparently.
space?
No, there's a few spaces.
Okay. 'Cause you'd say,
The money's not good,
oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
but I'll take it.
I've applied because I've been unemployed for like 4 months now, so I've applied for a lot of jobs.
If this was a better, like a
Hoping
more
that-
successful podcast, we could source Rosie a job.
Yeah, or just live off Patreon money.
Yeah, I don't think anyone who listens to
Yeah.
this podcast would get me a job. I'm clearly not to be,
I mean, yeah, after almost 80 episodes of talking about how you can't show up anywhere on time,
Yeah.
you have all these issues. Yeah, unemployable.
I've been working better with time.
Actually, I don't know if it would be easy to get because I've talked openly about drug use and stuff on this podcast.
Yeah, it's
I
still not the
suppose.
same.
But people think drugs are cool now.
Yeah.
Like, even employers, like, you got
I'm on here
tattoos?
going like, I'm a bad employee. No one should hire me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been much more of that for you than me.
Yeah.
Don't have a job.
But if
'cause I
anyone
asked for
wants-
a pay rise.
I mean, why don't we just write for ABC? It seems easy. Everyone's doing it.
Yeah, it's a good point, Jamie.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
I applied for like.
If
some
we
job-
just go in the building and be like, can we do like a late night show? It's probably our turn.
yeah.
Right?
I applied for some jobs
I
at the
think so.
ABC last week.
Wait, I have a late night show.
Yeah.
Let's put You Up on the ABC.
Oh, man, I heard something so funny that I can't talk
Yeah.
about on the podcast. So I have to tell you.
I've got
after.
three
You
words.
might have even told me.
I've got
about
three
it.
words to sell that: car crash television.
Shall we do the movie?
Yeah.
Sure.
How long have we been talking
35 minutes.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck my
Jesus
ass.
Christ.
Time flies
I
when you're
thought
talking
you'd
about the
never
Joker.
ask. Okay, where are we? Hello. Welcome to We'll Just Tell Your Mother We're Scared. It's a special scary teen movie month for Halloween. This week we're doing I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's a 1997 American slasher film directed by Jim Gillespie, written by Kevin Williamson, and starring Jennifer Love Hewitt, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Ryan Felipe, and Freddie Prinze Jr. Loosely based on the 1973 novel of the same name by Lois Duncan, the film centers on 4 young friends who are stalked by a hook-wielding killer 1 year after covering up a car accident in which they killed a man. The film also draws inspiration from the urban legend known as The Hook.
And I'm Andrew Hastings.
I realized that the other day. It's like we haven't said our names.
Yes,
during
I know,
the intro
which
for
is-
so fucking long.
Which I'm doing it now.
Do we need to? Now people know our voices.
I've had friends say that
Every
they.
episode is someone's first episode.
I've had
Nah.
friends say that they actually find it hard to differentiate between you two,
Really?
That
which is
doesn't
weird because
sound
you
right.
don't really have similar voices.
We just say
We
the
talk
same
about
shit.
the same stuff.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
We spend a lot of time together as well.
It must, yeah. If
So there's
someone
probably like
thinks-
cadence
If
stuff.
someone thinks our voices are the same, it must literally sound like someone having a psychotic break where one person's like, remain calm, everything's all right. The other one's like, yeah, I know.
I mean, that is like podcasts.
Yeah.
But I'm Rosie Piper.
Yeah.
I'm the other one.
Oh my lord, James.
I'm also Andrew Hastings.
No. I'm Spartacus.
Where do you-
Spartacus?
Has,
Yes,
any, has, anyone
dog.
watched, has anyone watched this movie before?
No, I hadn't.
Yeah, me
No.
neither.
All right.
I kind of wish I did. I liked it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
I thought it was fun. I thought it was very charming. I thought it was light. I thought it was perfect for 15-year-old sleepovers, which is what it was written for. Thought it was 1 hour, fucking 40 minutes. That's sick. Like, great cast, fun cast, recognizable. It's a charming, cute, convenient
Fine
story.
cast, too.
Oh, baby, it's a
like,
fine
man,
cast.
it's a small fucking fishing village.
I will
Like,
never
the
know-
semen and ovaries must be in like turbo drive
yeah, dude.
there.
Yes.
It's like you fucking grow up in the middle of Sydney, you don't find someone that looks like Jennifer Love Hewitt or Sarah Michelle Gellar.
and these two chicks just happen to be
yeah, in the same
fucking-
town.
in the same car crash.
Yeah.
I will never not enjoy Sarah Michelle Gellar in a swimsuit.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing with this movie that I think like would have really appealed to me at 14 or 15 years old. But like now,
Yeah.
obviously, so the movie begins with like 5 minutes of like Sarah Michelle Gellar in like a one-piece bathing suit.
Yeah.
And she looks so hot in it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
It's incredible.
Bad pageant hair though. No good.
Oh, I didn't mind it, but like I knew what it was. Like, like I wasn't like, oh, you'd wear this out to the Glengarry.
Yeah.
But you would take it to a pageant. But like, so like when you're 15 and stuff, you kind of beat off or like talk about like movies where women are hot or might appear nude or in a state of undress, and as you grow up and you like start having sex with real woman and get
With real woman.
I like
just
to have
one.
sex with a real woman.
I love make sex with real woman.
Which is the
sex.
name of Jamie's sex doll.
I love make sex with real woman. My name is Dimitri. I'm an incel talking about Sarah Michelle Gellar looking beautiful in this one-piece suit.
One of these days I will have sex with a real woman and all will be right in my brain.
Brain chemistry isn't firing so well, but I wait for real woman. I keep myself ready for real woman.
I have the exact picture of this person in my head right now. And yes, they do have a monobrow.
How dare you? I think it looks good.
These
Oh,
women-
when I am surprised, it goes up like a straight line.
Like vertical.
Yeah, it goes entirely vertical when
The
I
women-
see when
the-
I see beautiful real woman.
The women on the websites, they say, Dimitri, wax your monobrow. I say, fuck you, bitch.
I'm on the website.
Not the American women.
I'm on the website.
I know they're American.
It constantly says there's 50-odd women in my area waiting to fuck, but I never find real
I never
50-year-old
see these
woman.
women. They say it's like horny Tinder. But they keep asking for my credit card.
I
It
thought
say that my inbox is full. I never set up no goddamn email.
I thought regular Tinder was horny Tinder. What going on? Where the real woman?
Regular
Foot
Tinder,
for-
horny Bumble.
Yeah, that's his bio, by the way.
That's just his whole Tinder
Full
bio.
Tinder bio.
Yeah, well, my point before we got to that very funny character, which
Thank
we
you.
will be returning to, is that
Is
like,
it racist?
No, because
he's
he's a
white.
Russian
He's
guy.
a white Russian
yeah,
man,
he's
yeah.
a Russian guy, and he's probably done some war crimes as well. In
Well,
his
he'd be
time.
homophobic.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they literally
He could
like,
also punch dogs. We can make
Yeah.
up anything about
They
this guy.
literally
He's
shoot-
our character.
Shoot bears.
They literally almost just called off a football match, like an England international football match this morning, because too many Bulgarians were doing racist stuff.
I heard
Oh,
that.
dear.
Players
They had-
walked off and
They
shit,
had
right?
to stop it twice.
Man.
And, like it was a 3 strikes and you're out. Anyway, what I was getting to the point is like when you start having sex with real women and you get access to beautiful hardcore pornography.
Yes.
Like the part, like you move past the point of
Yeah.
like getting horny for like real movies.
For Sarah Michelle
basically.
Gellar.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
But this movie,
I too have cried.
little flashback because like for the first time in ages, I got horny just watching a regular
Hell
movie.
yes,
I was
dude.
like this. I was like, oh shit, something's moving down there.
Amy.
Yeah. Oh, she left because she's at work. I'm post work, so like,
Fuck yeah, dude.
so I was just like
Post-work.
Yeah, that's how I describe
That's
my
how you describe your employment
Yeah,
situation.
yeah, baby, I'm
I have
post work.
transcended employment.
Yeah, so like
You've
this.
reached the nirvana.
So for 5 minutes, this movie made me beautifully horny, and I was like, "This is maybe the greatest movie I've ever seen." And then all that slasher stuff gets in the way of it, and it was kind of dull. I thought.
Yeah.
It was
I
dull.
wanted to be 5. I wanted the movie to be 1.5 hours of Sarah Michelle Gellar doing pageant tricks.
Yeah, I was into that. I like Freddie Prinze Jr. That cunt from Cruel Intentions cannot act.
Ryan
Who cares?
Philippe.
He was pretty bad in that.
He's pretty bad.
That his character is tremendously parodied in Scary Movie.
Yeah.
Of just the like over the top screaming, swearing.
Yeah, I don't remember that, so it'll be interesting to go back. It was funny
We
how
will be soon.
Yeah. It was-
Is that the one that's played by Dirt Nasty from Mickey Avalon's rap crew? He's also an actor. I can't remember his real fucking name.
I don't know.
He's more famous as an actor, but I just remember his Dirt Nasty. He raps with Mickey Avalon. He's in Scary Movie 2 and 3 for sure. And I think he's in 1. He's the white guy. What's the white guy from Scary Movie?
I thought
His
one of
name
the
is
one.
Greg in the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know
And
the
I'm looking
actor's
this up.
name.
Dirt Nasty is the rapper's name.
Yeah,
He's not good. He's on My Dick and shit. Like, he's on that song.
Isn't Dirt Nasty black?
No. You're thinking of Old Dirty Bastard.
No.
You're thinking,
I'm familiar with Mickey Avalon.
Rose. I think you're thinking of Tupac Shakur.
Oh, no. Don't put this shit on me, motherfucker.
Simon Rex.
I don't know who that is.
You'll absolutely recognize him.
Is it
cunt.
with 2 X's?
No, it's his real name. His rap name is
I think that guy's too.
No, that's not
That
him.
guy's too young to be in the first
That's not
Scary
him.
movie, man.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
looking this up.
It's definitely not him.
I thought it was like. It's not Jake Busey, but I thought it was for a while. It's not.
3, 4, and 5. You're right. Who's in Scary Movies 3, 4,
Yeah.
5.
Um.
Quite a lot of this movie is set in the daytime.
Yeah.
Not
And there's
scary.
A lot of Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Maybe that's why I liked it.
There's a lot of Jennifer Love Hewitt like wearing a cardigan, which seems like an odd
Wasteful.
choice. Yeah.
They're going for like a girl next door in comparison to Slutty Buffy.
Yeah,
Yes.
but at the end, they really are just like, they throw it all out. They're just kind of like, oh, now she's being chased. Like, for some reason, the cardigan's gone. She's in Ice Cube. She's wet.
No,
like,
no, you just don't get filmmaking, Jamie. That's Chekhov's gun. That's if you have a hot girl in a cardigan,
you got to get her out
the
of that.
yam yams are coming out, dude. Like you got to pay it off.
Yeah.
Like that's storytelling 101.
Wasn't that the kind of point in that? We should just talk about all of this in the scary movie episode. Never mind me.
Yeah, but yes, that is it's. I think what is interesting is this is the guy who directed Scream, and this came out after Scream.
No, he wrote this. He didn't direct it.
Okay, sorry. The guy who wrote Scream also wrote this, correct?
Yes.
And he wrote Scream first?
Yes.
No. Apparently,
Didn't
what
he?
it is that Scream came out first,
Right.
and then he was the hot property, and so they got an unproduced screenplay.
That
of
makes
his.
more sense. Because I
Oh.
don't say, why would he make a movie parodying something and then just make a movie that follows those tropes
I think
to the letter?
I think that was kind of the point.
if it's
that,
self-parody, it makes sense.
Because
Like,
no, I don't think it's meant to be parody. I think he just wanted to make like a straightforward 80s slasher flick. Because like
No, sure. But I'm saying with Scream, like, why would he...
because
like,
like
he's parodying...
because I think he wanted
the
to
shit
do
that he
the
loves.
parody ideally, and then be
Right.
like, well, why don't I just try my hand at doing
The regular thing.
the exact thing?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because like
actually.
slashers had been dead for a while before Scream and this movie
yeah.
brought them like roaring
I
back
guess
in
you
the late
you
90s.
just assumed though that someone who wrote Scream would try and do something like innovative.
More interesting.
Like not even just but like just something that wasn't. I think it's a great take on like a classic slash. I think it's a cool genre.
Yeah.
But like
And for how funny Scream is, the lines in this aren't particularly like the dialogue's kind of boring in this movie.
I think that's part of the reason I liked it though is because like it wasn't too scary. Like I was like, oh, it's like kind of like
The
I
only
feel like I'm
thing
watching
that
a
was
horror movie, but I'm
remotely
not really. Like
The only thing that was remotely scary or startling was the very end, which I haven't seen the sequel, but in reading,
I think it disregards it entirely, right?
either that or it's like a nightmare.
what
Yeah.
is that comes out of the mirror?
It's him, the
a
fish
dude.
man.
Yeah, I think it's got to be a nightmare then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Because
yeah.
apparently
and
at the end of the second movie, her and Freddie Prinze are now married, and
They repeat
he's
the
like,
same trick, right?
he's brushing his teeth, and she sits down on the bed, sees him under the bed in the mirror, and he pulls her under, and that's the end of the movie.
That's crazy. But so I Know What You Did Last Summer 3 should just be like a fucking like psychological thriller, like a study of PTSD.
Yep.
yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
that'd be a good thing to do
there-
for a horror movie.
Well,
I
there is a
reckon.
third one. It's called "I'll Always Know What You Did Last
Yeah.
Summer," but it's like different
Unrelated,
people,
right?
different plot lines.
I mean, I'm sure this concept's been done, but would like a sequel where like the person is like heavily traumatized from the events of the first? I know.
Night.
isn't that kind of Scream?
Yeah, but she did like she didn't get stalked by a killer before. Oh, are you
She
talking
She
about?
didn't get stalked by killer.
She's a beautiful real woman.
I'm a protector from stalker killer. Oh, stalker killer is me.
I watched end of I Know What You Did Last Summer. Cardigan's gone. She's just wearing towel. I'm like, oh baby, we about to see real woman.
Real.
Very, very steamy in there.
Da. PTSD horror movies.
Yeah.
Terminator 2.
Yes,
I
I suppose you're right with Scream 2, actually.
There was another one. Arkham
I
Knight.
haven't even seen Scream
Yeah.
2.
Did you ever play the game Arkham Knight?
Yes.
There's a bit of that stuff with the Joker stuff.
I think they do it with the woman from Halloween too, Jamie
Okay.
Lee Curtis. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
probably,
they do.
yeah. Because that's a
Mm.
series.
I mean, Terminator 2 is a great one.
Terminator 2 is a good example.
But
of
like
that,
a-
What
yeah.
about the Nightmare on Elm Street ones?
No, new cast, I think.
Yeah.
They all die in the first one, I'm pretty sure.
No, I think
All of
one
them.
person
Like
gets
one
away.
guy-
I think-
Surely
like-
there's always got
Johnny
to be a
Depp
No,
survivor.
there's a
dies.
final girl.
Yeah, but Johnny
always.
Depp dies, and he's,
I think
Johnny's
yeah. It would be cool to have one set in like an institution for the whole movie, so it's just like lockbox.
You do that,
thriller.
but like people do. There's plenty of movies about PTSD, but the idea of doing a sequel about PTSD is very interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is kind of T2 is like pretty good for that.
So
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
PTSD.
yeah,
PPT. And it's all
PTSD
about
too.
dicks.
Oh, God.
PS. Fuck.
Penis
PST
post-traumatic
I was
stress
thinking
disorder.
PSTD, right? Is that
Penis post-traumatic stress disorder literally sounds like a bad like Sex and the City episode where she's like sitting at a typewriter being like, and after he came for 2 minutes, I had PPSD. That's penis post-traumatic stress disorder.
It also just kind of sounds like, rape.
Yeah.
Which is bad.
Yeah, that is true. That's a hot take there, Rose.
Yeah.
It is bad.
Way to take my slight silly criticism of Sex and the City and be like, yeah, rape.
Oh, man. I'm getting B12 injections. That's the other new thing that's going on.
In your
for me.
butt?
No, in my arm.
Ah.
But I'm getting B12 injections.
What's it for?
It's because I have a B12 deficiency.
What are you getting injected into your butt?
Nothing at the moment.
Besides the enjoy.
Nothing for a while. About a year, I reckon, since anything's gone up that particular passage.
And it sounds like it's been a while since things come out of it as well.
No, just less frequently than you'd like. And they're, this is gross, but they're pretty dark.
You claim that you wrote...
They write poetry. And
Yeah.
They have a DeviantArt account.
Yeah, I don't do poos, I do pose.
Oh, dear.
He's back on top.
You claim that you wrote notes for this movie, which
did.
no one's done for a while. What are they?
Okay, here we go.
I'm
Hold on.
interested.
All right, here we go. Let's run through quick, like therapist notes.
Oh, dear.
Horrible. Sorry, I've been watching a lot of Big Bang Theory, and when I was like depressed, I was watching it a lot. I've like not watched Big Bang Theory for a few weeks. When Johnny Galecki, I think his
Oh,
name.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
very funny.
When he came on screen, I was just like, do I have to?
The thing with
Also,
Johnny...
because he's kind of meant to be like tough-ish.
Also,
Sort
what's
of,
what's
yeah.
the thing with Johnny Galecki? Like, is he the same age as those people in that movie, or is he older?
He's in their year.
Yeah,
He
but,
graduated
like,
when they did.
But I'm,
Yeah.
I know that, like, character-wise, but, like, do you think Johnny Galecki was the same age as Freddie Prinze Jr.?
Let's find out.
He would have been older, right? Because he was like...
He was
kind of
around.
around
I think
that.
he-
In
Wasn't he kind
Roseanne.
of around that age when he was on like Roseanne or something?
Yeah.
Like that?
When was Roseanne?
Like, the early to midnight.
This is 97.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. She's
Like,
yeah,
I
he's
don't
probably
buy
about-
that he could have conceivably
He
played a
also-
high school student, but it's just so weird seeing him next to someone who what I would have thought
He's-
is of a later
He's
generation.
playing like 30, like late 20s to 30 at the start of Big Bang Theory, and that I think that makes him younger than Sarah Michelle Gellar. Like,
Right.
let me have a look.
Because it seems like he's been around forever
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think he was a child actor.
and only kind of like really broke big with Big Bang.
Imagine that.
Roseanne was pretty big. 42.
Yeah, Roseanne's pretty big, but he wasn't the star. He was like part of the peripheral cast.
Johnny Galecki.
John Goodman was...
Man,
Really?
Roseanne's pretty cool. I reckon.
I don't think I've ever watched a full
He's
episode
2
of
years
Roseanne.
older than Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Now, what-
Same age, basically.
Was that the only note you made?
No, I got 2 minutes of content out of that. What did you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, so keep rattling them off.
Alrighty.
I'm going to put your good work to use.
All right. At this time of the 90s in human history, the world loved Freddie Prinze Jr.
That
Could
is
not
true.
get enough of him.
That is
So
true.
much shit. That guy could not stop working. You guys like Freddie Prinze?
I like him as a dude
Yeah, me too.
because
yeah, sick.
it seems like he was kind of like. It seems that he's aware that he's kind of a shitty actor.
Yeah.
And was just like, all right, so I'm gonna get married to Buffy. Like, I'm not gonna do like weird tabloid shit and be like, I'm just gonna work on the cool nerd shit that I like. Because he's like into wrestling.
Yeah,
and
he
stuff.
wrote for the WWE for
Like
a
he
while.
loves like video games
Yeah.
and like he's voiced like a bunch of stuff. So he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna be rich, continue having sex with Sarah Michelle Gellar without
maybe the most baller move on earth.
Yeah, that's like
Just
to
fucking Buffy.
like to get like peak Buffy as well. Like it's
Yeah.
not like a second marriage. It's like a fucking like he
They
started dating
lived happily
Buffy.
ever after.
when
Yeah.
when I think about like. I bring this up a lot when I talk about Kanye, like, how much I love Kanye.
Yeah.
But how Kim Kardashian is the only celebrity Kanye could have married.
Right.
Like to fit his character, to fit like the sort of meta
Oh, yeah,
performance.
I see what
the
you're
meta
saying.
performance art that is Kanye's life.
yeah.
Kim is the only person who could fit it. So like for Kim, like, and it's also because so many people, Kim is like, fuck, it's like Sarah Michelle Gellar is people like you and I's Kim Kardashian is what I'm saying. That she's the it girl.
she's the cool
of the
person's
20th
choice.
century. Yeah. Of aging schlubby Gen Yers.
Yeah, and
she is the it girl.
And I suppose like that makes sense in context of like who's she gonna marry. Obviously,
Absolutely.
it needs to be either Freddie Prinze Jr., Ryan Philippe, or that other cunt.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Who's
and,
that other cunt that was really big then?
Other thing. Freddie Prinze Jr. though and Sarah Michelle Gellar, they were the prom king.
Paul
queen.
Walker?
I was thinking
Of
like
the
maybe
90s.
Joshua Jackson,
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
who's Joshua Jackson?
the guy at Pacey from Dawson's Creek.
Oh, of
I guess Vanderbeek could
Yeah,
also be
Vanderbeek,
one.
dude. Yeah, Vanderbeek's the king.
Oh, Joshua Jackson was he was in more stuff.
Yeah. And he was like in these horror movies because he was in fucking Urban Legend. which is-
Efron was the guy of his time, but that's well after our time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So yeah, Vanderbeek maybe. Yeah, it's tough. What else we got?
But yeah, he just seems Freddie Prinze Jr. just
Oh, it
seems
like
cool.
seems like a mad cunt.
Like lack of drama, cool
Yeah.
dude. Stopped acting, doesn't
Yeah.
give a shit.
Gotta respect
I think he
it.
had like a bad sitcom for a while,
Yep.
Maybe.
but like you know.
I think he did. I think you are right.
I think it was like based on his life because he's from a famous family. Like his dad was an insanely famous actor. I'm pretty sure.
His dad was Prince. No.
Freddie
Prinze.
Prinze.
Yeah, Freddie Prinze. What else we got here? Oh yeah. So of all the characters, they're posted. The movie starts with them finishing high school,
Yeah.
and that's you cat back here. So it's them as young adults starting their careers, their lives, becoming. They're 1 year into being grown-ups, essentially, right?
Yeah,
The employment options in this town for high schoolers.
fisherman.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there's 5 characters, right?
Yeah,
2 fishermen.
Yeah.
2 of them become on the docks rough, like wet gear fishermen.
yeah.
That's a rough ass job. One of them moves to New York and it fails, so ends up working in the makeup section of a department store. So like local retail.
Yeah.
If you don't want
Wasn't that like a kind of? It was like an alteration shop, like
Yeah.
clothes.
Yeah.
It was her and her sister.
Yes.
Talking about Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yes.
Yeah.
But she's all right, whatever. She's in a shop. She's doing retail locally, right? Jennifer
Doing
Love Hewitt
bespoke dresses.
and the quarterback both go to college. Her because she's smart, and him because he got a football scholarship,
Yeah.
right? 2 out of 5 becoming fishermen is not great. Like, that
Yeah.
is not a good like.
if
none of
anybody
these
is
men,
listening to the podcast who is a fisherman, it's a noble profession.
of course.
Uh,
Well, I mean, I don't. You kind of killing the earth, but
Yeah.
whatever that is.
But you like sushi.
Yeah, not the one with fish in it though.
Oh yeah, you.
I don't eat meat.
Yeah.
Avocado, cucumber, tofu.
Yeah, well, that's all. Thank the fisherman for that. Dude.
yeah.
Don't be fucking rude.
That's true. Well, I do have to thank the fishermen for Japan.
I love going fishing for avocados.
like Japan wouldn't exist without fishing. It's a fishing country.
Yeah,
So it's like Japan gave me Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z,
dead whales.
PlayStation,
Yeah,
hentai,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of,
robotics.
I've got that anime body pillow for you. in
Oh,
my
please,
bag.
thank you. I do need to give that creep his fucking pillow back.
I hope
He
listens
asked to
the
see the
podcast.
photo, and I was like, yeah, sure, dude. And I'm just not going to send it
He's
to him.
beating off to me.
Yeah, I don't want him beating off to you, to be honest. I mean, maybe I do. I don't know. I just worried he'd be offended. Like, he'd realize that I was making fun of his lifestyle.
Yeah. Oh, here's something I thought of that I made a mental note of.
Yeah.
Something that happens in like horror movies like this that I don't think has ever happened in my real life is 18-year-olds drinking beers or whiskeys and telling scary stories to each other.
Never been in that scenario.
Yeah, me neither. Like,
No.
it's always like, who fucked this person? Like, let's talk about Blink-182.
Yeah.
I've never been like, let's go down to the beach and talk about Hookman.
The,
Well,
the
I also-
scary stories was like when you were at sleepovers when you were 12.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did that.
So, like, there's no way I drink like a bottle of
And then
rum.
we definitely didn't kiss each other. And stuff like that.
Yeah. There's no way I drink a bottle of rum like tonight and be like, hey, scare me, brother. Like,
yeah.
like,
me with
fuck
your-
it, do your worst, bitch.
Give me 3 of your best,
yeah,
dog.
yeah. Hit me up. And for you to instantly
Be like,
be-
I got it.
yeah, to be like, here's the thing with all the lore. Because when they were doing that in this movie, not only was like the woman telling the story, but everyone was like, I heard it was this version.
Yeah,
It's like,
fuck.
okay.
Yeah, maybe that's like an American thing.
I know there's like a thing with like, because last week when McGowan was on, he knew a lot of urban legends, but I've
Yeah.
never sat and had a beer with him while he tries to scare me
Yeah,
talking
sure.
about
No, because he would have gone through that when he was younger.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I don't think McGowan had a younger.
it. No,
I
McGowan's
think he
always
came
been
out at 28 doing open
28,
mic.
yeah, an over at 28-year-old the whole
This
time.
sucks.
I don't even know why.
I don't even know why. Nah, it's
Yeah.
not bad though.
All right, hit me with the rest of your note.
What was?
It's Hastings talking points.
Oh yeah, I got one final note. Right at the end when they play "Where Did You Sleep Last Night?" That is one of my favorite songs ever written.
Oh, I thought
It's
you
because
meant
I'm a white guy who grew up in the '90s. I like Nirvana, and obviously we all love that. But like when he does "Where Did You Sleep Last Night," same song that Kurt Cobain covers on his last recorded thing. It's very good.
What song is that?
"Where Did You Sleep Last Night" is the name of the song. It's by Leadbelly.
I don't remember.
My girl, my girl.
Is that the one that plays at the
don't
end
lie
credits?
to me. No, it's the one that plays at the end when I think the killer's out or some shit.
Oh,
Tell me
it was pretty
where
funny.
Did you sleep last night?
With the
No?
with the soundtrack, it was pretty funny when Ryan Phillippe was like, "What is this shit?" and then like he presses it and listens to like metal and goes
Yeah.
crazy in the car, throwing his whiskey around.
If I'm on a podcast and I'm the only host who's a fan of Nirvana, that's a record, right? Like to
Yeah, I
be the
think so.
only Nirvana fan hosting a podcast.
Yeah.
Surely not.
I don't mind Nirvana, but
Do you know?
like,
do you know the unplugged Nirvana one? The last thing they recorded.
Not
It's
well.
like their best.
I've only
Oh my God,
listened
what are you
to
kids
Never.
That is not their best thing.
I've only
Well, I
listened.
don't know, like that's not a uncommonly held opinion.
I think-
never mind.
Ever heard songs like Territorial Pissings and Drain You? That's
I know
the
all
good
these
shit.
songs.
I think
Drain You's on that
I've
album.
said this before on the podcast, but I've only listened to Nevermind once in my entire life, and it was last year or
I've
this
probably
year.
only
actually.
Is this a Dutch thing or like,
I've probably only gone the whole way through it once.
have I massively overestimated? I've surely not. I haven't overestimated
no,
Nirvana's
no,
impact.
no,
You
no.
guys are the weird
Like
ones.
I've always known what Smells Like Teen Spirit is.
Yeah.
But like I
You
never.
even say that title with an odd cadence. Like, smells like Teen
you
Spirit.
mean Smells Like Teen Spirit?
Yeah, you say it like it smells like Teen
Smells
Spirit.
like Teen.
Teen's an adjective. Teen
smells
Spirit's
like Teen Spirit.
Smells like Teen Spirit.
Spirit's the noun. Teen's the adjective. Yeah,
Smells like
the
Teen
noun
Spirit?
is not Teen Spirit.
Smells like Teen Spirit.
Smells
smells
like
like-
Teen Spirit.
Smells like Teen Spirit.
Smells like
Smells
Spirit.
like Teen Spirit.
It actually smells like Teen Spirit.
Yeah. I know the story behind that where, like, you know, it was just like deodorant. and
Yeah,
it was
which
written
apparently
on the
actually is a
wall.
noun, Teen Spirit, but it's when you say it as if
But
it's
I'm
an
cool,
adjective.
and I know Kurt Cobain and Chris Novoselic and
I know that
and
stuff.
Dave,
Grohl.
yeah, Grover,
Dave Foo Fighters.
Mr. Fu,
Mr. Foo
Grover
Fighters.
from the Foo Fighters.
yeah.
The Fooies.
He's the
Foo-
best.
Foo
The
Fighters-
best. The
Foo-
best.
Foo
The
Fighters-
best.
oh my-
The best.
Foo Fighters fans are like some of the funniest, I think.
Foo Fighters fans don't exist. Like,
Dude, they do.
No,
but
they
it's-
do, man. They're fucking like.
it's people who don't like music like Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
I've said this like on Twitter, probably on stage, probably on the podcast before. But anytime you hear somebody who says I'm really into music, their favorite band is the Foo Fighters. Like,
Yeah, Foo Fighters are
guarantee
what
you.
like
Maybe second favorite is Green Day. Like,
Yeah.
but they only like.
I don't think Green Day fit in that category.
they
no, but they
kinda do now.
But they only like American Idiot
Oh,
beyond. Green
right,
Day,
yeah, okay. Yeah,
you
I'm with
too. A lot of people have that. I've seen a lot of people who are just U2 fans.
Yeah.
No other band.
Would Coldplay maybe fall into that?
Yeah, maybe. Yep.
Yeah, a bit.
Yep. The Fray would have like mainstream.
What about
rock
like
is what
Mumford and Sons?
No, they're a little, only a touch, but a little more. You know.
I like
They
to
still
use
suck.
I like to use the band the Lumineers in punchlines as often as I can.
Oh,
I
that
just
was a
think
very
it's-
big running joke up at Splendor this year.
Yeah,
to
I
the
just
point
think
that
that's
Ben
funny.
Caution, because he was the one that started it, maybe he stole it from you. Who
He did
knows?
actually steal it from me.
Well, there you go. You were killing up
well,
at Splendor.
Diarrhea Baby.
But
Cheap rip-off of Butt Baby.
he went and bought, like, a bunch of us were like sitting on one of the tents eating food or whatever, and he turned up to meet us. He had gone to the merch tent and bought a Lumineer shirt, and we all kind of saw him wearing it. We're like, ah. And then he was like, yeah, that reaction wasn't worth the $40 that this shirt costs.
I think it was me. Like, I'd have to double check. Like, we have footage of it, but the Lumineers joke came from when at Everly, a famously little scene room, at the end, we brought everyone on stage and did like an SNL thing to the 5 people
Yeah.
watching, and we filmed it.
Yeah.
And I said I'd like to thank the special band, the Lumineers, and
Yeah.
Goshen thought that was funny.
It is a funny reference. Imagine Dragons is another. If you're,
Oh, yeah.
Imagine
Because
Dragons.
people hate Imagine
Man,
Dragons.
they are
like,
bad,
Yeah, but
but-
anyone who like actually likes music like uses them as like they're the Creed.
They're modern Nickelback. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Creed. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Creed's a good comparison actually.
Yeah.
But
I thought you were going to say Creed were a good band, and I was going to be like, hell yeah, brother.
Human clay, love it.
Oh.
I'm molded into greatness.
More of an Alter Bridge girl.
Alter Bridge were on a Madden soundtrack, so I have one of their songs like permanently etched into my brain. But the rest of them I could not tell you.
Ooh, I have a video game question. Speaking of Madden, actually.
Yeah, hit me.
Oh, great.
So I finished you up.
Rose,
I
you want
started playing for John.
Rose, we're about an hour in. You want to just go have a cigarette? or something?
Yeah, I might
I'm
just
gonna
head
buy like 2 or 3 video games.
Yeah.
I definitely want to get Far Cry 5. I want to finish Final Fantasy 7, so let's count that as one. I was thinking about getting into something I hadn't done before, right?
Hmm.
I know this is going to sound very basic, and I'm wearing a backwards hat right now.
Yeah.
Thinking about getting into a sports game. All right. So
Yeah.
if I were to pick a 2K like real sports game, I would play the 2K wrestling games.
Yeah.
If I were to pick a 2K like FIFA, they don't do FIFA. That's a different company.
No.
So like NBA, Madden, what do you reckon? Like what do you
But like 2K is only basketball
really?
at this stage.
And wrestling. But I thought it was the same company that made all of them.
No, EA Sports makes
Oh, I'm an
Madden and FIFA.
All right.
The people that make 2K had Like, sadly, they had an NFL game that competed with Madden back. This is so interesting.
What's it called? What was it called? I think
It was called NFL 2K.
Right.
I'm getting quite a lot of text messages, so I'm just going to respond to those. Right.
It started in 2000, and apparently, like, it was great and a genuine contender for Madden. But what EA Sports did that is so shitty that they've done to a lot of sports games is just bought the entire license of the NFL.
Yeah.
So NFL,
The Pro Evo effect.
yeah, but like
Yeah.
Pro Evo has been like long running enough and had that from the start that people are kind of like, oh, I'll deal with this.
Yeah.
When you take away NFL from NFL 2K, people are like, what's the fucking point?
Yeah,
And
right.
So
was it just called like 2K football? Like, what was it?
well, it was
Or they just stopped?
It was called NFL 2K, NFL 2K1, and then it
Yeah,
stopped once they got brought
Right.
out by EA. So basically, NBA 2K managed to surpass
Yeah.
EA's offering, which is NBA Live, which I think doesn't get released as much anymore. And so NBA 2K is the only one from that developer.
All right. So I'll rephrase my question then. If I'm going to buy a major sports game, which one's fun and which one would be less fun? My player is less on multiplayer. A little bit of multiplayer is good. Less on multiplayer. A good career mode, I think, is what would solidify it for me. It would help if it's a game I already kind of understand how to play.
Okay, so I think like
I know how to play. I know basketball and soccer, basically.
Okay, so I think like a lot of the criticism about Madden and FIFA is that their career mode has kind of stagnated over the years.
Okay.
For someone that does not know the sport too well,
Yeah.
I think it will be enough for you.
Yeah.
I think the career mode in 2K NBA is meant to be very good.
Oh, okay. I like the sound of that.
But also, like with basketball games, you have to fucking play like 100 games a season.
Yeah. But you can just make them real short.
Well, see, the thing
Halves,
that I
right?
think that you might like is like, and I'm going to try and sway you to a soccer game because
Okay.
I like soccer. And like, I don't even like FIFA as much as I do Pro Evolution Soccer, but I think you might kind of get into FIFA Ultimate Team.
Okay, what's that?
So Ultimate Team is like a
Was
game.
that a coaching simulator thing?
No. So
management
it's
one?
like it's kind of like did you ever collect like stickers?
Rose
or-
is literally just on her phone.
Yeah.
by the
I know.
way.
Did you ever?
I have nothing to contribute to this.
Did you ever like collect stickers and stuff when you were growing up, like in
Yeah.
a sticker book and stuff?
Yep.
It's
Yes. I did.
Yeah, great.
Maybe you
right?
should play this game, Rose.
So basically, like, you know how when you like were collecting stickers, you basically were going to the newsagent all the time, buying packs, hoping that you got a new one.
Yeah.
It's like that, but it's FIFA.
Okay.
So it relies a little. You don't have to do it. People do. That's one of the big complaints, that it uses microtransactions.
Yeah.
But like essentially you don't have to do it. You can win all of it in games, but you win points, you spend it on packs, and you build up your ultimate team that's made up of
yeah.
like the best players in the league and legends from the past.
Yeah, that's like-
and
that's
you
crack to me.
And you play
That's-
it online and single player and do challenges.
I'll throw away my life doing that. That sounds great.
Apparently it's dangerously addictive.
Yeah. I'm like Pokemon's like one of my favorite.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm right into
now we
that.
have to spend the next 10 minutes talking about The Wire.
I love The Wire.
We watched some Wire clips the other night, Rose.
Oh, yeah.
You,
we
me,
did.
and Sando did. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was good.
The Wire fucking rules.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
dope.
The part
I-
where Slim Charles shoots that fucking guy in the head and goes, "That was for Jim," is my favorite moment.
That was for Joe.
Joe, sorry. It's my favorite moment.
Also, spoilers!
I love-
It's fucking... How old is it now? It's years.
I think the
and years
last
old.
season came out in 2008.
Yeah, I think we're fine.
Yeah.
I just thought of a scenario, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a, like, let's say 17-year-old.
Oh, this isn't a good
No.
start.
She fits the bra well.
Oh, no.
Okay, well, you're going to feel bad when I say a 17-year-old trans girl.
Okay.
So there you go.
Yeah, but what's this? Okay.
I'm getting there.
That's still bad if anything, that's
Yeah, why are you
even worse.
checking out a 17-year-old
Yeah.
trans girl?
So she's a fan of comedy,
Yeah.
as we all were at that age.
Yeah.
And still are, I assume.
Is this hypothetical or a real
This is a
situation?
hypothetical.
Right.
But that could have happened.
Yeah.
I'm painting a picture for you. Just let me get to it. All right. So
Great, we'll be here for another half hour.
So the 17-year-olds with a no, I'm not gonna. So the 17-year-old girl, big fan of comedy. She types in. She lives in Australia.
Yeah.
She types into YouTube one day because she wants to see some comedy. She types in trans Australian comedy.
Oh, I see where you're going. with this.
Okay. She types in trans Australian comedy. She watches some Cassie Workman videos. She watches some Jordan Raskopoulos videos. She watches. Oh wait, what's this? A little Tonightly video by. oh, Rose Piper. Oh, this is like a younger trans person. They're not talking like in a way that it's a bit more of like a relatable, casual way of talking about the transness. I'm really connecting with the stand-up. She's a good joke writer. She looks cool. I like her cool leather skirt that she wears everywhere. And just having a great
I
time.
really don't know where this is going because this is the nicest you've been to me for a while.
I'm not slamming you on this.
I also like that it was very nice, but then you had to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was to cushion the leather skirt slam.
I think I understand completely where
Yeah,
you're
I
going
think Jamie
with
gets
this.
Yeah. At the end of it, Tom Ballard says down the camera, that was Rose Piper. Great job. Check out our podcast. We'll just tell your mother we ate it all. Now, she only found that video yesterday, right? She goes, that sounds great. I'm really enamored with this new comedian. I'm going to download the latest episode of a new podcast. It said it was about teen sex comedies. For some reason, it's about a horror movie or whatever. Listen, okay, there's two straight cis white men talking over this woman for 10 minutes about Joker, kind of saying that the PC people have bullshit a little bit. Then at the end, they tell her to shut up so they can talk about sports video games for another 5 minutes.
Also, it's my mum's birthday. I had to leave lunch to come here and do this, and then I have to go back after
Well, your
this.
mum can't have been that amused because she took time out of her day to like the latest meme I posted.
Well, she was probably just like sitting there waiting for me to turn up
Oh,
at
my
the station
Lord.
or whatever.
How conceited.
Also, she made an appointment at the optometrist today, which was odd.
That's pretty.
That's
cool.
pretty odd. You should bring your mum on pod.
I think we're done, right?
That'd
Yeah,
be
we
a
were done a while
terrible
ago.
idea.
We're over time as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I was
10
trying.
That's a little treat. Do you want to say something?
Well, I don't know. I was trying to think of like something that I could tell this hypothetical fan.
Keep on trucking.
It doesn't get any easier.
Keep on rolling.
Yeah, you'll be if you come out as trans, you will be forced to participate in these kind of podcasts
Yeah.
by the patriarchy.
Start saving early.
Yeah.
I will say.
That's just good advice for young people, sort of broadly.
Yeah, probably.
True.
Oh my lord.
Do we come to Powerbomb Comedy? The festival's still running.
No, we should do that because the festival's still going, and my show will be on next week.
If you're a 17-year-old
Yes.
trans girl who listens,
Come to Rose Piper.
So apparently a little baby trans came to my show Miss November last year and really enjoyed it.
And now they're a full-fledged trans.
And they're
she got her wings, or he.
yeah.
I don't know if it was a trans boy, trans girl. I just know that someone that was there said that this person they knew brought their little baby trans along.
That's kind of nice, right?
It was nice.
Yeah.
I hope they liked the cunt soap bit. But my show is on. It's the last week. It's at 5:45 at Staves Brewery in Glebe, 26th of October. It's called Thanks for Coming Out, Supporting Live Comedy. Please buy tickets. I think I've sold 4 so far.
Yeah. You'll get that runoff audience from Eric Patrick as well.
I hope so.
Yeah. Well, great. Come to Powerbomb Comedy Festival. Come to Powerbomb every Friday. UTS, I think, is done until next year. But
today's the last gala show.
yeah. We actually, we don't know if it's coming back next year. We don't know like what's happening with the venue or whatever. But like it might. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're not like it's not under threat. It just gets renewed every semester.
You're talking to the Zoom like it's the person from UTS.
It's okay. Like it doesn't matter. Like it's fine. The shows are going fine. Like,
Yeah.
All right. Come to UTS if you see it advertised.
Come to comedy at Papa Getty's. It's the third Tuesday of every month.
I'm actually running Papagetti's tonight for you, Rose.
This is true. Thank you, Carmen.
Yeah, so I just wanted to check. It's like 1 bell at 3, 2 bells at 4. Sign up goes up at 7
Everybody
for the
gets
7:30 show.
That's so inside.
All right, that'll do it for us. To the next step.
To the next step.
I just wanted to say, if you're a 17-year-old trans girl listening to this, this pod's not for you. Bye.